Welcome to Diaries of a Healing Latina. This is a safe space where we talk about the parts of healing that no one really prepares us for. In today's episode, we're just going to yap. There's nothing that I honestly have prepared for today's episode because honestly, my brain has been quite fried this past week. It's just been fried. Okay. But I do have a bit of a yappy sesh, which is something that I'm excited to talk about because it's about love, girl. It's about love. And who does not love love? Whoever said they don't, they lied. Even though sometimes I say that I don't love love, I lie because I do love love. I'm a lover girl. Very hidden. Like back in I was about to say the Appalachian mountains or whatever they're called. Appalachian, whatever. But no. Let's get to it. Okay. I recently have been watching streamers and I've been obsessed with streamers, especially right after Streaming University that Kaisen Nat hosted. Yeah, that made me fall in love with streamers, like watching them. Even before watching streamers, I've always watched the Ortiz sisters, like Wendy Ortiz and Evelyn Ortiz. And obviously I've been watching their journey, how they became streamers and everything. The one thing that I've loved the most out of this entire thing has been Jeve. They've literally made me fall in love. And there's just something in a specific that I want to talk about. Because I posted a video on TikTok and in my video I mentioned how I'm an older person and I'm in love with their love. Even though I'm 31 and they're in their early 20s. But I'm saying all of that because one of the comments was of a woman that was mentioning like she's also older and she's obsessed with them, like she's obsessed with their love. But one of the things that she mentions is the reason that us 30-year-old women are obsessed with their love, it's because Johnny is a yearner. And I'm sorry if I said it wrong or if I mispronounce a lot of words. But my point is, when a man yearns for a woman, oh my God. And the way that man has been yearning for that woman, that is why it has us all infatuated. It has us all in love. So I started thinking about that. And I was like, damn, like this woman is right. Us 30-year-olds are obsessed with Jeve because of the way Johnny yearns for Evelyn. When I saw that comment and I started thinking about everything, I realized that woman was right. She's 1000% right. I've been called a man hater a million times. Honestly, at this point in my life, it doesn't even hurt me anymore. I just take it with a grain of salt and I keep it pushing because honestly, it is what it is. I started thinking about it because this past weekend, they actually reconciled. And watching them reconcile made me want to be in a relationship, made me want to be in love. Mind you, I've been single for 2 years. I have not dated. I haven't had plans of dating whatsoever anytime soon, especially not right now. Because right now I've just been focused on myself and my goals that I feel I don't have the time to be with someone at the moment or give them my divine attention the way that you're supposed to give someone else your attention. And I know that and I'm self-aware of that. But watching them be in love, watching them rekindle, watching them, it almost felt like I felt their love, their passion, that it literally made me want to be in a relationship. And so this entire weekend, I've been literally thinking and analyzing the entire situation. And I'm like, why have I been wanting to be in a relationship so badly? Why have I been wanting to be with someone so badly? And then this woman goes in and says that one comment, like writes down that comment. And she says, the reason we're so in love with their relationship is because of how he yearns over her. It's so true. It's so true. And I started thinking about it and I started like really truly analyzing, and men are not like that anymore. The way that he shows his love and his affection towards her is different. It's something that we have not seen in today's date a lot. I feel like in today's date, it's very either cold shoulder or affection, but you don't really see the true affection. And if you see true affection, you can see that in some way, shape, or form it's fake or it's performative. But in their case, it's young love, it's real, it's true. That type of love brings back so many memories, especially from when you're younger, when you were in love and you had that guy or that boy that was in love with you and he was just a yearner for you and all of these things. Even though there are men that are still like that, I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's very difficult to find them. It's very difficult to find them, just how men say that it's difficult to find a good woman. I feel like it's very difficult to find a good man as well. It's difficult to find a man that's going to show emotion, that's going to be expressive with their emotions, that's going to basically yell out loud that they love you. And the reason that I've been so infatuated with these two younger people's love is because they're literally shouting out to the entire world that they're in love. And he's showing her by his actions and his words. Not only that, like his actions speak for itself. The way he touches her, the way he hugs her, the way he looks at her, the way that they stare at each other and don't say a word. Those were the things that they also wrote in the comments in my TikTok. I started thinking about that and I'm like, dude, that's so true. I have not felt that ever since my ex. I haven't felt the yearn of a man over me. You know, like, I don't know. I'm going to stop using that word because I don't know the true definition of that word. But I haven't felt the attention and the love of a man like that ever since my ex. My ex, in the beginning, he was obsessed with me and he was in love with me. He did mess things up in the beginning of our relationship, and then he did, and you know, it was a toxic relationship. But overall, in the beginning, it was like the most beautiful relationship that I ever had, to be quite honest. And that's why I loved him, because of who he was in the beginning. But he showed through actions, through words, through emotion. Looking back to the men that I dated after him, no man was like him. That young love that I had experienced has been non-existent until today's date. I don't know what it is, but men truly don't show their emotions. They do not communicate, do not have that obsession with a woman. And I'm not saying an obsession in a bad way, but obsession like you're precious, like you're beautiful, like I don't want to lose you ever in my life, like you're the woman that I want for the rest of my life. That type of relationship, feel that it's not existent anymore. It's almost like it's gone. The reason that we're so in love with Jeve is because of that, because we've seen them grow, we've seen them argue, we've seen them everything, cry, break up, get back together. But we're also experiencing something that's we all hope and wish we were experiencing ourselves. Looking back, especially this weekend, the way that it made me feel, the way that I just wanted to be in a relationship, the way that I wanted to be nurtured by a man like that, the way that I just wanted to be with someone, made me realize that I want someone that's a yearner, if that's how you say it. Like, I want someone to love me, to appreciate me, to be scared to lose me, to want everything with me, the world, not just a moment, not just a second, not just I'm going to, you know, make a left real quick, but then come back and patch it up with like a little piece of cement, but the cement cracks a little bit, so I'm just gonna go back to the left and then I'm gonna come back. No. When I say this weekend had me thinking about all of these things, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking. Like, I've just been in my head, like, analyzing, why do I hate men so much? And I hate men so much because it all started with my ex. It all started with my ex, the way that he ended things, the way that things turned out. But now looking back, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful he took that step to end our relationship. I'm so grateful that we did not stay together longer. I'm so grateful that it didn't go above that. I'm so grateful that we didn't have kids. I'm grateful that we didn't even do anything beyond that, because we were not meant to be. But my younger self resented him for everything that happened and hated him for everything that happened. The way that we treated each other, the way that he mainly spoke to me at the end, and all of those hurtful things truly did mess me up mentally and emotionally, and it messed me up for my future on relationships. But it was something that I had to go through to heal, forgive, and move forward. Now I'm at a point where I've moved forward, but I hated him for years. And I have not been in a relationship for, I'm about to make 10 years. I have not been in a relationship. I'm terrified of relationships. But watching these two people, this couple, grow and go through their little turbulence and get back together, and just seeing the way that he is with her made me realize that I'm not hard to love. I'm also not closed off. I'm not a full-on man hater. I hate men. Yes, I'm a man hater here and there because sometimes they piss me off. Some of them for obvious reasons. But I could also be a very gentle person. I'm also very open-hearted. I'm open-minded to it. But I've also have not found someone that makes me feel a way that I feel special. Men that I've encountered, especially after my ex, have always been very close-minded, have been very guarded, have a very cold heart, because what they put me through, every single one of them, is a true definition of a cold-hearted man. There's no other word for that. I hated men. It stemmed from my ex, led to all of my failed situationships, and looking back, I put myself through all of those failed relationships or situationships because I wanted to, because I did not want to heal, because I did not want to step forward to go to therapy and learn about myself. But ever since I quit dating, being this single for 2 years, this has been quite rocky, but it's been the best time of my life as well. Even though I was thinking about all of these things this past week, and I even saw one of my friends today that I grew up with, and he knows my ex, and we were talking about it, and I was telling them like how I felt and how I finally forgave them, and I was so proud of myself that I finally was able to forgive my ex. It doesn't have to be me calling him or telling him like I forgive you, but it was more of a forgiveness that I had to do within myself to forgive him for myself. Forgiving him made me realize the growth that I've gone through. The healed part of me that needed to be healed has healed. And it also has shown me that I am deserving of love, that I am deserving of someone to appreciate me. I need to stop being so guarded and so cold and so distant when it comes to men. Maybe right now I'm stepping into a season where I'm ready to be with someone, but at the moment I know I'm not. One of the things that I always reflect on, especially right before my birthday, I reflect on my year, what I wish I would have done different if I accomplished some of my dreams and my goals. And looking back at this year, I've been so freaking proud of myself because I've gone so far. I've been so focused on myself, and I've been nurturing myself, and I've been loving myself. And even if people think, maybe at some point someone thought that I was just being selfish because I wasn't spending more time with other people and I was just doing things more alone, that was the moment that I needed for myself to find myself, to love myself, to nurture myself, to figure out what I wanted and what I did not want. Right now, I'm in a mindset that I feel that it's the strongest mindset that I've ever had in my life. The strongest. I was even speaking to my mom earlier this morning, and I was just telling her about things that I've been going through recently because I've just been a bit overworked lately. I've been getting a lot of things, and I've just been handling everything. So I've been, my mental breakdown did happen this past week because I've just been overloaded with work. Not just my 9 to 5, but everything that I've been working on, especially like this being one of them. My mom was saying how I've created so much discipline because I literally have a routine every single day. Like I wake up and it's like clockwork. Like every hour is dedicated to something. So seeing that, hearing that from my mom, watching myself, and this year realizing that this was my selfish year, that this was the year that I literally put my pants on and I buckled up my belt, and I've been dedicating my life to what I want to dedicate my life to, honestly has been very inspiring for myself. And it's something that it feels good, Like I've seen a lot of videos like Shara, I believe her name is. The Sprinkle Sprinkle lady. One of the things that I saw about the Sprinkle Sprinkle lady not long ago, her advice was telling women, if you're single, make sure that you give some time for yourself. That you quit dating and you give some time for yourself so you can focus on yourself. Focus on what your goals are, what you want for yourself, what you like, what you don't like. And it's literally everything that I've been saying. Learn about yourself, learn to love yourself, be selfish for yourself. And she's saying all of these things, and in my mind, I'm like, dude, that's literally everything that I've been going through. So hearing her say that, especially because if you know the Sprinkle Sprinkle lady, you know she has a lot of advice. Watching her say that made me realize, like, damn, yeah. That is so true. Ever since I've been focused on myself, ever since I've been loving myself more and I've been nurturing myself more, I've been accomplishing a lot more. There's a lot of accomplishments that I've reached with this past month. I haven't even shared them because I haven't had the time. I haven't had the time to celebrate my accomplishments. I haven't had the time to celebrate anything. And I know I will later on. This is not the moment to celebrate some of those accomplishments. But I've been thinking about all of these things this past weekend, and sometimes we're so hard on ourselves. We're so mean to ourselves. We're so cruel to ourselves that it's either one way or it's the end of the world, basically. And at least me personally, I'm so hard on myself that it's nearly insane how hard I could be with myself. I'm so mean to myself because I don't give myself grace. I don't give myself the power at times to tell myself that I'm doing great, that I'm doing amazing, that I've been working my ass off. This past weekend, I literally had to step back for a second and be like, Jamie, you're doing phenomenal. You're doing more than what you have expected to do. This is the first year, no, actually, this is the second year that you have not spent not 1 second crying over a man. Last year, I did cry a bit for the guy that I ended my situationship with. That was the last guy that I dated that I said I truly did like him. But this year, it's been all about me. Me. And yes, it sounds selfish. Like, oh, all me. But I've done so much and I've gotten so much done that if I would have not done this, I don't think I would be where I am right now. Going through this moment, realizing what I want in a relationship, realizing that even though I say that I'm a man hater, I do want to be loved. I do want to be nurtured. I do want to be taken care of. I do want someone to hug me. Like, besides my family, you know, like I do need a man, but I need a man that's going to fill up my cup, not take away from me, not take away my energy, not take away my time, not take away my happiness. No, they're going to fill it up with happiness, fill it up with time, fill it up with joy, fill it up with nurture. Fill it up with reassurance. I'm not the type of person that's very clingy. There are moments, especially when it's around my time of the month, I could get pretty clingy, a little bit. But I know it's also hard for me to open up to someone. I also know it's hard for me to love someone. I also know that it's hard for me to be able to express my feelings, to be able to express myself to a man. Because the moment that I feel that I'm catching feelings for a man, I basically close the curtain off and I close the doors and I'm like, you know what? No. I can give you an example. There was a guy, the last guy that I was dating. One of the things that he hated the most about me is I would tell him how I felt, or I would tell him just something like trying to be like the lovey-dovey girl, but I would take it back. Like, I would just say it and then I'll be like, actually, no, never mind. Forget about it. Because I literally self-sabotage myself. And I'm like, no, it's too much. He's gonna hurt me. I'll make a video on self-sabotage and my types of self-sabotage because I feel like that will be extremely helpful too. Just because a lot of us go through it and we don't even realize that we're self-sabotaging. But it's insane. It's nearly insane, like how your mind works, how much an overthinker you are. And you really don't realize how much of an overthinker you are until you sit down, relax, and you look back and you're like, holy damn, I really am an overthinker. I really did overanalyze that situation or my relationship, and I should have not. Maybe I should have been easier. But sometimes it's also good to be an overthinker because it stops you from getting hurt. This past weekend has honestly been pretty mindful and thoughtful weekend. And I'm grateful that I came to the conclusion that I do want to be loved, that I do wish to be in a relationship one day. Maybe not right this second. Not this second, because I don't got a time right now. But when the time is right, now I know that I will be ready for a relationship. That if that person were to ask me to be in a relationship, I'll say yes. If it's the right person, obviously. Because back then, in my 20s, when I thought that I wanted to be in a relationship, when I thought that I wanted to be with someone, and I was emotionally unavailable, I would say no. And even though back then I didn't know that I was emotionally unavailable, now I'm self-aware that I was. Now I'm self-aware of where my values stand. Now I'm self-aware of my boundaries, of what I can expect and not expect from a person. Even though right now I'm starting to put down my emotionally unavailable status a little lower, and I'm starting to open up my heart to allow someone to come in, or just allow love, even if it's from my friends. That's something that I'm looking forward to, because I'm not going to say cold-hearted, but I'm not an expressive person. And I'm not the type of person that also shows emotion. I may show, or people may think that I show emotion, but I'm not. It's very hard for me to show emotion. It's very hard for me to open up to people. It's very hard for me to just be open. Just be open. That's so hard for me to do. Like, for me to fall in love is very, very hard. And if I fall in love with someone, it's because I gave them like truly a chance. Even now, thinking back, the men that I thought I loved, all of my past situationships, I truly did not love them because I didn't even love myself. I might have told them like, yeah, I love you, but in reality, I didn't. I just loved the thought of love, but they never gave me what I wanted or what I was expecting. And no, I'm not expecting $1 trillion or something material. I was just expecting a yearner. Literally a yearner. Someone that would be in love with me, that would just, quote unquote, be obsessed with me, would be scared to lose me, would fight for me, would show me emotion, would show me that they appreciated me, would push me to do better for myself, will push me to achieve my goals. But unfortunately, those men didn't do that. Why? Because not only were they emotionally unavailable, they were immature. They were all immature. And I wish one of them said something different. Because if I were to sit here and talk about my past situationships, yeah, it gets really bad. Like, every single one went from bad to worser. Reason, I would never take them back. You know the whole saying, like, never say never? No, like, I'll never take them back. They could literally be the last man standing, and I will not take them back. Because they do not deserve me as a person or as a woman. They do not deserve my energy nor my time. I gave you my energy. I gave you my time for a year, some of them over a year, and you didn't appreciate it. You didn't value me. So what do you want me to do? That's not my fault. There's no other chance after that. And I'm going to close this with one advice that I got from my mother years ago. If you're with a man and you feel like you love him and he cheats on you, and even though it breaks your heart, you still feel like you want to take him back, take him back, take him back. But make sure that in the back of your mind, you always tell yourself, I'm going to stay in this relationship until I get tired. Stay in that relationship until you get tired. Because the day that you get tired of that relationship, you will never, ever look back. You're never going to be like, oh, but maybe if I would have stayed, it would have been different. You'll never say that. Why? Because that man's going to wear your emotions out so much, but deteriorate every single piece of your emotions, that you'll never look back and ask yourself, like, maybe if things would have been different, maybe he would have changed, maybe he changed. No, because he already promised you the maybes. He already told you he was going to change. He already told you that he was going to do this and do that, but he never did, and he never will. And if you stay there 2-3 years, and if you marry them, get a divorce. But other than that, make sure you stay in that relationship until you get fully tired. That you say no more. I'm gone. I'm done. Because one thing that men do is that they think a woman's going to stay there with them the rest of their life. That's the sad part. They really think that you're going to stay there for the rest of their life and put up with the shit that they're putting you through. That's why I always told all of my old situationships, don't get too comfortable. After the first mess up, I would tell them, don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. And every time I showed less and less emotion, I would cry less, I would scream less, I would say less until I walked out. And the moment I walk out that door, I never looked back. And I will never look back. If you're going through a breakup, if you got cheated on, and you're thinking whether you want to take him back or not, take him back. Take him back. But make sure you leave. Keep that in the back of your mind. Stay there until you get tired. With all of that being said, I just wanted to yap because all of that has been in my mind this past weekend. Everyone deserves love, you know? Sometimes we want it at that instant, and then later on we don't want it anymore. Look for a man that's going to make you happy, that's going to fill up your cup, that's going to make you feel proud of yourself and proud of him, that's going to push you to accomplish your goals, that's going to push you to do better for yourself, for your family, that's going to be there for your family. Not a man that's not going to do anything or lift a finger and just literally drain you out of your feelings, out of your emotions, or whatever it may be. If you love this yappy session, which I have no idea where it went or how it went, please subscribe. I would definitely be posting a new episode every single Saturday. So I'll see you then. Bye.